Hello world, my name is Travis and I am a software developer, engineer, startup, founding engineer, work and play with AI. And today is Claude Fable Day. If you haven't heard, I'm sure if you're watching this, you may have heard. What is Claude Fable? Really briefly, Claude Fable is a new AI model, an LLM based model from Anthropic, the foundation lab. Claude is their line of LLM models, and Fable is a version of a model that they've been teasing for a couple months. You may have heard of Claude Mythos or Mythos, depending on your preferences, which is this model that they didn't release because of the cybersecurity implications, and they released it to a small batch of companies to work on patching up cybersecurity. Well, today it dropped a version of it, so we got Fable. Fable is a tamed down, safer version of Mythos that has guardrails to prevent it from being used, presumably for different kinds of cyber attacks. Exciting day in the AI development world. And so I just wanted to give it a test drive here with kind of a fun experiment. I, in my spare time, love designing games just as a hobby, but I've never built any kind of a 3D first person type of game. I don't know the technology stack there. It's very much a black box. I've mostly done toyed around with card games or kind of little, two-dimensional games, that kind of thing. So I wanted to build a game because it's kind of a fun, visual, expressive palette for building things. And really, honestly, this is just a callback to growing up as a kid and you're playing video games. And, every kid, I think, dreams of making video games. Honestly, it's part of the reason I got into writing software was the inspiration of making video games as a kid. Now, that said, I've never really released a game, but it's a part of the origin of my love of building software and building things. So really fun to take a spin at building a game. So what did I do? My idea for testing out Mythos was not Mythos, Fable, excuse me. My idea for testing out Fable was to give it a single prompt. I just hit record on a tool called Whisperflow, dictated into a microphone at a high level what I wanted this game to consist of. Single pass, no back and forth, just describe a game that I want to exist, let the AI model go try to build it, and then see what it built. So that's what we did here. I'm not going to read you the whole prompt that I dictated because it's long and meandering and the grammar's not great. I will copy this into a place on the internet and share a link to it wherever I'm sharing this video so that you can read the full prompt if you're curious. But I will highlight kind of the level of prompt that we're dealing with here. So again, this is a single, took me 5 minutes to just talk into a microphone and just dictate what I was interested in. So first of all, I orient it like, hey, there's no external resources here. All you've got is what I'm giving you right now, what I'm telling you. There's not like code living somewhere or documentation or requirements. I'm telling you right now what I want you to build. Go with that. And then here I'm just describing this is a game experience. It's going to be a three-dimensional, so you're walking around in three-dimensional space and from a first-person perspective. This only needs to run on my local machine, so don't worry about a platform where we can like publish it. And then I describe the experience. And so the experience of this game is that you are in a video rental store in the 1990s. So a nostalgic, canonical 80s kid going to the video store in the 80s and 90s to rent videos and video games, immersive 3D first person experience. You can pick up VHS tapes and you can look at them. That is all this game is. You're walking around a video store, picking up VHS tapes and inspecting them. You can put them on the shelf or drop them on the floor. And then I give it some more specific guardrails. So this needs to be immersive, 3D first person walking around. Don't worry about like transitioning between rooms. We can stay in a single room. There should be video shelves, so obstacles that you can't walk through, and a counter for checking out the videos. But other than that, you're free to roam around the room. Model it off the vibes of 1990s video store rental, whatever you think that is, LLM model. There should be decor and decoration, should feel immersively like a video store. I don't want like an empty warehouse. If you can incorporate sound, that's a fun element. That's all I say about sound. And then you don't need to represent the user of this game, their physicality. You have a first person view, so you're walking around the video store, and when you pick up a video, that video can just float. You don't have to show like a hand holding it. And so then the one object that's manipulated is the VHS tapes. You can flip them front to back, drop them on the floor, place them nicely on the shelf. And then I talk about input controls. So you're going to use your keyboard to move around and your mouse to click on things. And then I just say, if you need to ask questions, you have one chance to ask me questions. Otherwise, you make the decisions. You go and do this to the best of your ability. Okay, so that's the full shape of the prompt. That's what I did. I gave that to Claude Fable, and I said, go to town. Claude Fable went to town. You can see here it made some decisions about technology choices, art, sound approach, controls. And then it just started building. Here you can see it created like a landing starting screen, which you can see behind me. And then it starts building the world, and it's building some code files, and it's verifying different things. And then we get down here. This took about 35 minutes. We can see the exact time here down below. 35 minutes, it comes back. Mega hit video is done and playable right now. It's live in the preview panel, which is over here, so I can play it over here. And then it has this kind of fun like advertising snippet. It's Friday night, June 1996, fully stocked rental room. You got different types of movies. You've got 40 different invented movie titles across 675 tapes. It's got a checkout counter with a glowing register, a placard, a CRT TV in the corner playing static that hisses louder as you approach, a neon opening sign, a laser cop cardboard standee, a gumball machine, movie posters. So like just a lot of fun details I did not ask for. All I said was make this a 90s video store, and it brought all these details in. Super fun. And then the main mechanics of the game are just picking up tapes. So you can left click, mouse click a tape to pick it up. Floats in front of you. You can scroll to move it closer. I did not ask for that. You can scroll to move it closer or further away. You can flip it and read the back. You can put it on a shelf, or you can drop it or toss it, and it tumbles and bounces with a clack. So all, again, things it decided to do, I did not explicitly ask for. When it comes to sound, there's no audio files. There's web audio generated sounds, including easy listening store music, this major seventh chord progression. And then there's some sound effects. And it did some verification. So I'm super excited to show you what this did. I have made no edits. I did take a sneak peek at it, but I've made no edits. This is one shot, dictated prompt. This is what came out, and I'm so excited about this. So very brief framing. I've never done this particular exercise before. I've seen other people create this style of a 3D first-person game using older models. I don't think you need Claude Fable to do this, but the test here was how extensive would it run? How bug-free would the first pass be? How many decisions would it make? How much tokens would it use? Etc. So very briefly, we can look here. It took 35 minutes to do this, and it used this many tokens. What I want to do, what it doesn't say, is I want to ask how much this would cost if we were just paying the API cost for these tokens. I have a max subscription, so I get discounted tokens, but I want to know what it would cost to do this. Anyways, time for the big demo. So I'm going to move myself over to the corner here. We're going to grab a web browser here, and we're going to play Mega Hit Video. Hopefully you can hear the sounds and everything. Okay, so I'm in the video store. You can hear the pulsing music. Let's just peek around. So we've got these front windows outside, our returns box there, our big store banner. There's our gumball machine. You can see the TV in the corner. We've got our different sections of movies with signs. We've got our lights overhead, our counter there. Okay, so let's walk around and listen. Okay. So some nice carpeted walking sounds there. Let's inspect our desk here. Okay, so I can look at a movie. It tells me what the movie is. Dead Reckoning Drive, 1995. I can pick it up, and there it is. I can scroll it in and out. Okay, so a little bit of a bug. You can push movies into the desk. That feels weird. Let's see what happens if I drop the movie on the desk. So very, very cool. Bounces on the desk. Okay, so let's flip it around and look at the back. We get some art, we get a rating, we get runtime, a barcode, a cast list. Very, very cool. All right, I'm gonna drop that. So let's go look at a shelf. So we've got our sections here. So this is interesting. It made art, right? There's no assets here. So it's generating this art on the fly, and which is why it's kind of just blocky. And interestingly, it uses like the same cover for all movies from a particular genre. Okay, so let's see if we put this back on the shelf, what happens. Okay. So there's a bug. That's interesting. It didn't find that bug. I put the movie on the shelf and we get all these other kind of crazy movies that jumped over here. A bunch fell off the shelf. So kind of a funny little bug there. Let's try this. Let's move one of these over here. Yeah, okay, same deal. Bunch of movies fell off. So there's some funny behavior there. But really cool. Like, it works. This is the start of a game or an experience. Literally, I talked into a microphone for 5 minutes and I got this out. Like, as a kid, like I'm thinking this summer with my kids, I've got like a freshman in high school, we're gonna be sophomore in high school, down to a second grader. Like, let's make a game as a family, or just enable them to make games, let their creativity run wild. It is such a cool time to build and to be a creative and to get to just experiment with these things. I highly, highly, highly encourage you to play with AI if you haven't. As I just showed you, it's literally as simple as talking into a microphone. Okay, so here you can hear, you get close to the TV and you can hear the static. And as you walk away, very cool. There's our laser cockatoo cardboard cutout. Very cute. The art style leaves some wanting, but so really cool. Super impressed. Our flickering, is it flickering? Oh yeah, we get a flicker on the neon sign. Like, how awesome is this? Like, honestly, what I want to do is I want to run this exact same prompt through some of the older models and see if they get close, if this is like a Fable level result or not. But either way, single shot, dictated prompt, no specification, and like we could build a game on this. Like, we've got, a start here. So anyways, wanted to share my experiment. Thanks for coming along on the ride. Hope you enjoyed.